Hello and welcome everybody, and thanks for joining me again. My name is Wilkie and this is the sort of long-awaited warrior guide, although I will be cutting myself short on mechanics and all that stuff because A, I'm not the best warrior and I have little to no knowledge about the full capabilities warrior has. So take this build with a grain of salt. I didn't cover all of the mechanics that are known to us. So this build is not optimal. It's neither optimal for PvP, it's not optimal for PvE either. This was my testing build, but I ran out of skill resets and I'm too stingy to buy new ones. So take these with a grain of salt. These are my skills. This is my skill build. Use it as a guidance, but don't follow it blindly. Anyways, we're gonna start off with the action skills. We have Bash, which is an obvious choice, a very good scaling. Warrior has the unique ability to have Bash 125. Very strong skill, very good scaling, good combo material. Low cooldown, low mana cost, high damage, definite max. Press kick, pretty much max it always. It has an almost always guard break probability, which is very good. It has a short iframe. Usually not too good on its own, but can be used to avoid damage and skills and CC. So definitely max though, the activation speed and stuff increases. Thrust kick, very good damaging skill, has a very short super armor frame. Can be used in a combo if you knock the enemy up and then just follow up with an auto attack or something else. Very high scaling, I would definitely max it. Seismic Mass, I don't think I need to explain that skill. Hits insanely hard. This is arguably probably the hardest hitting skill in PvP. I'm not sure if Battle Maiden can actually compete with that, but I maxed it because I was testing out PvE damage. You don't necessarily have to max it. If you like it, if you spam and abuse the hell out of that skill, max it. Other than that, I found myself to keep it at level 1 was perfectly fine. Blazing Slash has a... Nope, that wasn't Blazing Slash. Blazing Slash has a very fast activation speed now after the buff. Has a short iframe, has super armor, can be used to avoid damage and tank through skills. A very high range of motion, a very large hitbox, like I said, can be used to catch people after they get up. Can be used as a punishment tool. So scaling isn't really good, so it's more of a utility skill. Definitely take it, but I wouldn't max it. Grab low, that's the new grab, which is very strong actually. Hits very hard, is very good to combo. Very easy to combo afterwards. You can go for bashes. You can squeeze the auto attack in. I do it for safety measures. You can do pretty much everything afterwards. Very low cooldown. Pretty decent mana cost for the damage it grants. So I would definitely max it. Watermill Slash. This is probably one of the most infuriating skills a warrior has now. You have either the ground activation or the one out of the air. Pressing forward, you will actually cover more distance. Let's just start at this stone. Not pressing any directional key, I will land there. Pressing forward almost doubles the distance, and you can also dash forward out of the air, covering even more distance. Can be sort of cancelled into Dropkick to prevent the very short recovery frame at the end, which was buffed very, very strongly, so it doesn't really last that long. Has a good AoE, is a very strong opening tool due to the fact that you can almost completely freely turn your camera. It has a very lockdown, like the very few frames at the start are locked, but other than that you can pretty much turn your camera wherever you want to go. Very strong skill. Damage scaling is meh. I'm kind of torn. I would max it, but if you like it, max it. Blazing Crasher. I'm kind of torn between that skill. I like it. It has a very, very good iframe. It deals a good amount of damage. It has a knockback. It can help you create some room. Can be used as an escape, sort of, to just charge away if you just charge away. The unique feature is the second hit can be triggered if you press right click, and then just like you don't have to hit an enemy to trigger the second one. You can just press right click after the first charge, and that delay usually tricks people, and if they try to grab you, that's a very, very neat bait you can use. And you can also change direction and combo it into See? Why can I not do it? Oh, because I didn't take it, I think. I think I didn't take the command skill. Yep, I didn't take it. Oh, I did. What? Well, I'm stupid or what? There we go. Well, no, that's not gonna work very well. Let's position himself here. Left click, alright. We're gonna go for this one. Alright. That's how the combo, it's not really combo, but you can land both hits if you desire to do so. It has a very high knockdown range. It can be used to ring out people. Like I said, very decent burst damage. I wouldn't max it though. Scaling is pretty bad considering it grants a whooping as 710% right off the bat. Although I have my health set, so it scales a bit high. Frenzy, they removed the debuff. There's pretty much no reason not to max that buff. Free damage. Nothing else to say. Lion's Roar, I like to max it to increase the days duration. Can be used as a combo reset if the enemy is standing. You can daze them and grab them afterwards. That usually triggers a combo reset. Other than that, has every frame except invincibility, which means you cannot get grabbed. You cannot get wire webbed. I'm not sure if wire web should technically work. I'm not too sure about that. Stunts will probably knock your ass out, but you cannot get grabbed by Shadow Grab, Normal Grab, Swallow's Touch, Windy, all of these, or Wind Rave, all of these skills are not going to grab you after when you activate that skill, making it a very powerful tool these days. Burning Surge, very good utility. I like it due to the movement. You can actually combo fairly easily if you have the right distance, which is, that was actually a bit too much. You have to probably aim at like 2/3 or even more to hit the enemy with the last bit of that skill. Then you're actually able to combo afterwards. That should be good, and then just do whatever you feel. Okay, Warrior has very little active skills. That's actually it. Those are all the action skills you have. So on to the passives. There's not really something interesting. Backstep Uppercut, I would max it. Very strong scaling, very low mana, can be used as an iframe, can be used in a combo, can be used for whatever things. Grab Spike, I did max it because, well, how should I put it? I tried to only max the important grabs, if you will. Damage is very good on Grab Strike, don't get me wrong. But I wanted to allocate my points somewhere else, so I skipped this one and only took it to rank 5. Grab Swing, same here, has a very good initial damage. Ranking it up is your choice. If you use that skill often, or if you think skill points are better used in this skill, take it. Improved Grab, I took it for PvE because I wanted to see how good the damage is. This skill is now also available in PvP. I don't think I can show you what's going to happen with the training NPC, so I'm gonna try to see if I can trigger it, but I don't think so. I don't think the training NPC actually has an iframe, so no, it doesn't work. Anyways, if you try to grab an enemy that has an iframe going or is in a not grabbable state, it will trigger the improved grab versions, which you have probably seen plenty of times by now. Piledriver turns into sort of an earthquake, which stuns. Tackle turns into a stomp thingy. And your regular grab turns into a dropkick. So Piledriver, Warrior being the only class which can safely use that skill without being punished if you have grab low ready. Scaling is meh, it's a utility skill. It's a very good counter now for Warriors, since you, like I said, you can actually just use grab low afterwards. Even if they squeeze in rising attack, your iframe of the grab will protect you, so... Like I said, I kept it at 1. Air Driver has a very large damage, good scalings. I maxed it because I like the damage burst it gives. But other than that, pretty much optional choice. Tackle, now this skill is probably the second most broken skill Warrior now has, due to the fact that you can freely combo afterwards very easily into other skills. Has a pretty good damage scaling. I like to max it, simply because I use it very often. I found myself using this one mainly as an opener. Very strong. These were bashes 1 to 4. I didn't take bash 5 because I don't like it. Simple. I don't even like it in PvE because it doesn't grant you any iframe and the vortex is very low. So I didn't take it. You can technically combo with Bash 5, but like I said, that's not my playstyle, so I didn't take it. Press Kick 2, I didn't bother with it because the second one doesn't stun, the first one stuns, so you can actually not evasive attack out of it. The second one does flinch, or it does make you flinch, which means you can actually escape out of that hit. I usually don't use it or just use it to like bait evasive. If you like turn away, it kind of bugs out the game so they don't hit you with their evasive attack. Sliding tackle, definite max, it increases the range. Became very strong due to the fact that you can press backwards and land, and that landing now also causes a stun. It's a very short stun, but it causes a stun, allowing you to follow up fairly easily with other skills, like a grab or something else. So, Air Watermill Slash allows you to use Watermill in the air. Very good skill. Chain Blasting Crasher, I would take it. It can be a good tool. Charge Attack, definite max. It increases the time or distance you can charge, allowing you to do combos and all sorts of things. Dropkick, this is a personal choice. I like the skill, so I maxed it. It's a fantastic skill, it looks very good, it has a very good knockdown. It has pretty decent damage, and you can actually combo it if your enemy is near a wall. Let's go for this. Let's go for something. What should we go for? I don't know. Oh yeah, I know. We're gonna go for this one. That should be a proper distance, and as you can see, you can actually follow up fairly easily if you have the right distance to a wall. I'm pretty sure there's plenty other combos with the Dropkick now, but I don't use them. So, Charging Hammer, pretty much very few people use it these days. It was a very important skill for Warrior before the buff. It has a super armor on your launch, so you're sort of protected. But your camera is, it's not exactly restricted, but it doesn't allow you to turn 180 degrees without any trickery. I don't see Warrior needs this skill nowadays. It can be good because people usually expect you to use tackle out of charge or charge break. So this can actually be good in a surprise moment. Charge break, I wouldn't max it, there's no good scaling for PvP. For PvE, if you have the Skillbuild, this skill might be worth it. But other than that, it's just a nice addition to the standard charge. Like this. The first and the last hit, I think, stuns. The second one actually doesn't. So, if you were to land the full combo, people can evasive attack out of it. If you were to land the last blow, it stuns, which means people cannot cancel or get out of that. Being sort of similar to Guardian, but it's a kind of bit harder to hit, and it has a sort of longer cooldown than your charge, so might not always be ready. Passive's pretty straightforward. Attack Mastery, nothing else to say there. Damage is always good. Defense Mastery, I don't see the reason why not to take it. It's a free 3,000 HP. And a bit of physical defense, which is obviously only helpful against physical classes, but the majority of PvP classes is, except for Erda and Taoist, or Magical Taoist. And that's pretty much the main problems in terms of magical damage, but pretty much everything else is physical, so no reason not to take it. MP passive, HP passive, other way around. But I have a lot of mana issues with Warrior, my gear is not perfect. As you can see, I have sort of okayish gear, but I use mostly Surad gear. I don't have the Legend. I don't have any Auspice that gives me additional int. I don't have G-Souls, so I find myself having a lot of mana issues. Anyways, that was pretty much all I wanted to say about Warrior. Hope this build is sort of helping you guys if you want to decide on things. Like I said, I'm a very noobish Warrior. I know what I use and what I figured out, but I don't really learn new things. I only do that and repeat that, so I'm certainly not the best Warrior there is. But like I said, take that build with a grain of salt. If you feel like using it, go ahead. Like I said, I'm not gonna promise you this is not the perfect build. I have 38 skill points left, so in case I might actually want to pick up Flame Blade passive or triple Seismic Bash or something else, feel free to do so. I didn't find the need to use it. If you like it, go for it. If you don't do it. That's pretty much all. Like I said, hope you guys can actually get some useful information out of that. Sorry for this sort of higher speed of talking, but as you can tell, like I said, this is not really a guide by itself. This just really shows my skill build and explains why I picked things and why I didn't. So here it is. Hope you guys enjoy, and as always, see ya.